Ladies and gentlemen, this week's going to be very important for the stock market. On Thursday, we get the CPI data from January. We have a lot of big companies reporting earnings this week, and we got some news that we have to talk about in this video in terms of a couple of different companies. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, join my Patreon if you want all my moves, call-outs, morning update videos, Discord access. That's linked down below, and get yourself some free money from Moomoo. Use my link, deposit $100, that's linked down below, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Get your money from Moomoo, link down below, and let's talk about what the heck is going on right now in the stock market. It's currently 11:06 a.m. on the East Coast, and we have the Russell up 0.7%, the Nasdaq's up 0.2%, and the S&P and the Dow are both pretty much up 0.15%. And the crazy thing is, we were up even more earlier in the day. If I show you guys this triple Q chart, let me pull up the intraday. You guys can see triple Q got to 361 earlier in the day at about 11, actually not 11, it's 11 now. It got to about 361 at 10 a.m., so about an hour ago. And over the past hour, we've lost about 0.7% in value. So at one point, triple Q was up almost 1% on the day, and now it's up only 0.25%. So we have come down throughout the day so far on triple Q and on SPY and the Dow for that matter. And as of now, the Russell is up the most out of the bunch, being the small cap index here. It hit a high of 2,021 points this morning. We're back over 2,000, which I guess is good for from a psychological perspective. You know, 2,000 is a nice round number. The Russell's back over it. So I don't want to talk too much about the indexes in this video. We will talk more about them later in maybe my second video of the day later on today. But I do want to focus more on the CPI number, which is coming out this Thursday. So you guys know, this is not a secret, right? We have a lot of inflation, a lot more inflation than what the CPI number is showing us. I think the highest CPI print we got was like 7.345%, something like that. And a lot of people are saying inflation's up over 10%, and I agree with that. I mean, we see gas prices up a lot. We see certain food categories at the grocery store. These prices are exploding. So for this week, Thursday, 8:30 a.m., we are getting the January CPI data, and right now, economists are expecting a rise of 7.3% year over year in January when it comes down to consumer prices. And you all know the Fed plays a huge role in the economy, the stock market, pretty much the financial markets in general, right? Housing prices, all this stuff. You know, borrowing rates. The Fed plays a massive, massive role. And what is the Fed looking at? The Fed's looking at the inflation numbers, CPI data, and if we get hotter than expected inflation, right? Let's say it comes in at 8% year over year, 9%, something crazy, which I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, guys, it might come a lot hotter than expected. It might come in cooler than expected, which we'll talk about in a second. But if it comes in hotter than expected, don't be surprised if the Fed hikes up rates more aggressively in March. Let's say maybe they hike it up 0.5% in March as opposed to the 0.25% that a lot of people are expecting. Maybe they hike it up 0.5% if inflation is hotter than expected. And let's say it's not hotter than expected. Let's say inflation cooled off a bit in January, which I doubt it. To be honest, I doubt it. I think it is going to come in hotter than expected, or maybe kind of in line with the estimates. But let's say, for example, devil's advocate here, let's say it comes in cooler than expected, the Fed might ease up on their hawkishness, at least in the short term, right? They might only raise the rates maybe 2-3 times in 2022, or maybe they only do a 0.25% hike in March. It really depends on this number, guys. But me personally, I don't think inflation is going to die down. I think it's going to come in looking pretty hot, this Thursday for the January number, and the Fed might end up shooting rates up 0.5% in March. I think that is a real possibility at this point. Or maybe they don't do that. Maybe, honestly, more realistically, they might just do 0.25% in March, and then over the next coming CPI reports, they're going to obviously monitor the inflation heavily, and then they're going to make a decision from there. If inflation's not cooling off, they might do 4.25% hikes in 2022. But maybe later on in the year, a lot of people are like, oh, the supply chain issues, they're going to figure themselves out later in the year. Maybe inflation cools off a bit, and they might not do as many hikes. So at this point, it's still up in the air. We have to see how these, first couple reports of 2022 in terms of the CPI data come out. In terms of the CPI data, we have to see what these reports look like, and then we're going to get a more accurate prediction, or we're going to be able to formulate a more accurate prediction of what the Fed is going to do. And that's kind of what the markets are waiting for, in my opinion, this week. We're kind of flat on the day right now. We might have a relaxing week, a cool-off week. That'd be nice. I mean, we've had a lot of volatility, so we might actually ease into this report, and then things might get crazy again. Who knows? I'm kind of just thinking out loud right now. And when it comes to some different stocks, and by the way, let me know your thoughts on all of that down below in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? When it comes to some different stocks I'm looking at today, Snowflake's number one, Snow, ticker symbol SNOW. This one's currently up 7% on the day. It's up well above the highs from last week. We're well above the 50 moving average, and we're actually testing multi-week highs at this point as we're trading just a hair under $300 per share. And now that I'm looking at it, this is right by the 4-hour 180 SMA, which is right about at $305 to $310 a share. And if this ends up breaking, guys, which might not happen, but it also might happen, it's up in the air at this point. It's too early to tell. But if Snowflake breaks, let's say, $310 a share, this might see some momentum in the short term. So I just put my alert at 310. That's right by the 180 SMA, and it's also right by the high point from the middle of January about a month ago. So if we take that 310 level out again, this might end up flying. We also got some news around Ford recently, which I really want Ford to come down a lot more, guys. I want Ford down to 13. Honestly, if I were to have it my way, Ford, go down to $12. Dang it, go down to $12. That is what I want for Ford. We got some news that the automaker, and this came out on Friday or Saturday, I believe, they said that they're cutting production this week on Ford Bronco, and Explorer SUVs, the F-150, Ford F-150 and Ranger pickups, the Ford Mustang Mach-E electric crossover, and the Lincoln Aviator SUV at plants in Michigan, Illinois, however you want to say that. Roast me in the comments, guys, please. Missouri and Mexico, due to the ongoing global shortage of semiconductor chips. So we obviously know semiconductors, the chip shortage. This is nothing new. This is hurting Ford, and they're cutting production this week on all of those vehicles that I just mentioned. So the stock's taking a hit today, down about 1%, not to mention they reported earnings, and it's kind of been selling off since the earnings report, and this makes sense to me. The stock's down 31%. It's in a bear market. It's done super well over the past couple of months, the past year, 2 years. It needs to cool off a bit. So now that it's down 30%, it's slowly piquing my interest, but it's not there quite yet. I think I checked it earlier this morning. The PE ratio is at 25. I would like that under 20. If we get down under a 20 PE, let's say the stock gets down to 13, 14 a share, that is where I might start nibbling. So I'm watching Ford. Keep your eyes on it. We also got some big news out of the airlines today. Spirit Airlines is merging with Frontier Group, which I think Frontier, I could be wrong on that. I don't even know. I think they might be private. I think they might be a private airline. Either way, they're merging together for about a deal of $6.6 billion. So that's happening, guys. Both of these are more, they are discount Airlines, and I've taken Frontier before. I've flown with them, and Spirit. Their seats are crap. I mean, the ticket price is cheap, but literally the seat that you sit in the plane, it's literally like a slab of metal with a layer of fake leather on top. So it hurts your you know what the whole flight. But hey, the flights are very cheap, so I guess you have to have a bit of a trade-off there. So those two are merging, and we also got news this morning, or earnings rather this morning, from Spirit Airlines. They did 64 cents in the red of EPS versus negative 88 cents estimated, so they beat EPS and they beat revenue, $987.6 million versus $963.15 million estimated, so double beat for Spirit Airlines, and the stock's up 14%. We're approaching $25, big resistance. So if that breaks, maybe Spirit starts moving towards $28-30 a share. Very, very possible. So keep your eyes out on Snowflake, Ford, Spirit. Keep your eyes on Peloton as well, guys. This one is moving up aggressively today, up 21% on rumors that Amazon is going to buy them out. We already talked about that recently, and who knows? They might not even be bought out by Amazon. Now somebody's saying on CNBC, Peloton shares, or Peloton would be a golden goose for Apple, says Dan Ives. Maybe he's saying Apple should buy them. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Even who knows? Even, what's the other one? Maybe not Google. Yeah, no, I don't think Google would buy them. That wouldn't make sense. But if Apple bought them, that would be interesting, because Peloton, they have that big screen, right? It kind of looks like what's in the Tesla, right? The big iPad. What if Apple bought not Tesla? They should have bought Tesla. What if Apple bought Peloton and they kind of integrated that into their whole ecosystem? Maybe they slapped an iPad on it. I don't know. That might be a bunch of BS. But keep your eyes on these stocks, guys. Either way, Peloton, Spirit, Ford. Keep your eyes on oil. XLE's moving up today. It's breaking out again. It's up 1.4%. We're looking to take out the $70 high from last week, which I think will happen. Watch out for XLE and oil today. And keep your eyes on the CPI data coming out on Thursday, guys. I'm going to be making more videos on it. We're obviously going to cover that on Thursday. Excuse me. So if you all found value in this video, we're going to wrap it up here. Hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, join my Patreon down below, and make sure to get yourself 5 stocks from Moomoo. Use my link, deposit $100. We each could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Get your money down below from Moomoo. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.